Hey everybody, Jason Ryan here from iAnimate. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic this week. So in the last snippet, we had blocked in our mechanics for this scarecrow shot. So let's go take a look and see where we're at and where we're going to go next. So let's take a look at the shot in progress here. So we first started off with our 2D pass, just as a rough concept for our shot, right? So we had this done.
I showed her my true face. Her reaction wasn't very flattering. As a matter of fact, she got downright hysterical.
Right. So now this is just a rough concept, right? So I'm thinking about acting choices, performance, staging, the amount of gestures that I'm going to use, the expressions that I'm going to use. So pretty much everything that I want to do is sort of contained in here, right? And now what I'm trying to do is open it up and let me see, okay, what kind of subtleties can be here? How can I make this more natural? What happens in between the poses? And that's where our live action reference comes in, right? So now I've got this in my head. Now I'm going to shoot some informed live action reference and then start to block in the shot, right? So taking this, then we started to go into our storytelling poses.
I showed her my true face. Her reaction wasn't very flattering. As a matter of fact, she got downright hysterical.
Now at this stage, it's really important for me to even just put in the expressions that I'm going to use, right? So that the type of expressions, like the half-lidded expression, the smile in the expression as well, right? So making sure that I capture all that and where the changes are going to happen, right? So like here, like I want to make sure that the corners of the mouth are pointing down. He's questioning, making sure we get the eye direction right. Because all this is sort of part and parcel of trying to get that performance nailed, right? And then from here, we started to block in the mechanics, which is what we saw last week.
I showed her my true face. Her reaction wasn't very flattering. As a matter of fact, she got downright hysterical.
Right? So even at this stage, even without the lip sync, the acting is starting to come through, right? It's starting to feel a little bit smoother, starting to feel a little bit more like a full performance, right? And then from here, because now the body is kind of working on ones, it's not polished yet, but it's still working, right? Now what I want to do is do my lip sync. Now for my lip sync, I use that live action reference, right? So let's bring up Maya here. So this is the reference that we had shot, right? So I've got it in Maya here, synced to my Maya timeline. So I'm really going through and looking at what my mouth does naturally. Now, when you're shooting live action reference, if you're doing like a full body shot, and you can't really see your mouth, then do a close-up version of your actual face, saying the dialogue in the way that you want the character to say it. Now, that's really important, right? Because your expression is going to drive your shapes, right? So all of your mouth shapes are going to have that expression, right? So like a smile A will be different from a frown A, So it's really important that you don't just kind of say the words, say it with the intent of the character, okay? So if we scrub through here, I see, right? So I've got all this stuff in here. Now I will make conscious decisions at this point to kind of look at the shape that I'm making and then look at the character and say, how can I push that even further? So even though I know what's happening naturally, I'm pushing the corners even more to get even more expression, even more kind of pushed, right, for the character. Make it feel animated, make it feel better than life, right?
Her reaction wasn't very flattering.
All right, so here I'm slightly out of sync. But, I can go ahead and look at the waveform, scrub through and see if I can get it closer to sync. Now, again, this is not polished yet, so some things will be out of sync. And I don't want to get too far, excuse me, away from my live action reference because then it'll be kind of out of sync and I'll be kind of going, hold on, what shape am I trying to hit there? So I'm trying to just kind of analyze what I'm doing and just sort of get it a little bit more in sync than what I'm doing in the live action reference. All right, so again, just sort of looking at the shape here, I'm kind of smiling here. So I'm making sure that my corners are orientated down because this is where he's thinking about it. Like, hold on, he was just insulted by this person. All right, and then same thing here. So at the very end here, I'm kind of mixing it a little bit because he's trying to make a joke out of this, right? So I orientated like his corners down, but slightly up as well. So there's a little hint of a smile in there to get that comedy effect, okay? Now from here, I want to do a play blast and make sure that I get just basically a good full view of the character to make sure that I'm sort of like seeing the shot as a whole, right? And then next time it will be all about polish, right? So let's have a look.
I showed her my true face. Her reaction wasn't very flattering. As a matter of fact, she got downright hysterical.
Right, and that's how I approach lip sync for every shot. So especially shots where you've got some really complicated, fast dialogue, and you don't really know exactly what shapes to favor, to get it like really in sync. Shoot live action reference. That's the biggest tip I can give you guys at this stage. Shoot live action reference for anything that you want to see feel natural, right? Especially those fast dialogue shots. All right, take care, guys. All the very best. Bye.